Would I recommend a DSLR camera in 2025? So right out the gate, I have two type of answers. Yes and no. On the yes side, if you're doing something that's really easy on a camera, something that's pretty low lift, then I would say yes. Examples are like car photography, portrait photography, landscape, things in that nature, things where it's like not something's moving around, you have to rely on autofocus. You're probably gonna be doing this during the day or with proper lighting. If that's the case, then yeah, DSLR camera is fine. You throw a nice glass on it and you're not gonna be able to tell the difference really. Unless you're shooting something where you're gonna need higher megapixels. I will say in the few DSLRs that I've looked into, none of them had a high megapixel count, but I'm sure there's some out there. And then here's where things get a little bit controversial. One, if you're trying to do videography, hell no, I'm not even gonna, no shot. But once we start getting into things like sports photography, that is where people are gonna have a little bit of an issue. Can you buy certain DSLRs and it will work? Yes. Most notably, the only one I know and I would confidently suggest to somebody is the Canon 1DX series. From what I've heard, those are really good cameras. But the thing is about those cameras that those were very high-end DSLRs whenever they came out. They were thousands of dollars. Now that they are on the older side, they're a little bit cheaper and they are outdated. But in their heyday, those are really good cameras. That's why they stand up now. But that is where the problem lies, is that anything outside of that, even by the cheapest newer cameras, especially when you're talking about something like sports photography, autofocus means absolutely everything, and that is where those older cameras are absolutely getting smoked, of course. Like a Canon R100 is like a $400 or $500 camera, and you can get the nicest DSLR that they have, and it probably has a better autofocus. Granted, autofocus and everything, but you get my point. Now, I will say, if you are very, very skilled, you can make anything work. But the reality of the situation, the average photographer, so probably everybody watching this video, it would not work for you. If you're trying to get those action shots, if you're trying to shoot past a group of people and get some really nice foreground in somebody's running in between players, somebody's jumping up for a ball, you're trying to get a quick autofocus point on a very quick moment, that is where those cameras are gonna fall behind. And truth be told, I would not recommend somebody to get those. That's why I always love talking about cameras like the Canon R50 or the Sony a6000. Not the nicest cameras, but can definitely keep up with what is going on today, and it's pretty good for the price. If you are gonna get a DSLR, just make sure you know what it is that you're getting into, make sure you do the research, and if you have any other questions, make sure to drop those down in the comments, and make sure to drop a follow for daily camera videos.